I'm Shields' dad, for those that don't know me. That's my son right there in the photo. But I want to welcome everyone here tonight for Candler and Shields' special weekend. Never thought this day would arrive. Especially on the van on the way over here, we started smoking. We thought we were going to blow up, but we're here. But I want to introduce my mother-in-law, Betty Jo Kendall, and she's going to do the blessing, and we'll have dinner, and we'll have to make some toast.
It's great to see all of you. Can you hit the phone? Hello? I'm Shields' grandmother, one of them, and that's my claim to fame. And we welcome all of you here tonight, and this is a real celebration. We never thought that Shields would really do this. We're so happy that he did, and we love Canada. And I hope that we'll have a lot of fun. Not the two, there were two that were at their luncheon today. And you know that I said, this isn't yours, is it? And she said, oh no, but we do hope to help. Okay. Let's bow our heads, please. Our Father and our God, we thank you for this wonderful celebration of the marriage of Candler and Shields. You have brought them together, Lord, and we have put that you will please guide and direct them in all that they do throughout their lives. We also thank you, Lord, for love, which is the greatest thing in the world. I pray that they will always love you and honor you. And I also pray that you will be the Lord of their house, the head of their house, and that they will grow in their faith as they grow in their love. Lord, we thank you that we can all be together, friends and family. We thank you for life. Help us to enjoy it, to live each day to your honor and glory. And dear God, I pray that as they mature and grow in life, that you will show them what you have for them to do. What is their purpose here on life? Dear God, we know that we have a purpose also. And I pray that you will help us to seek you first in our lives and find that purpose for each of us. God, thank you for this food, this wonderful feast. And I pray that you would help each of us never to take food for granted. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Pretty good blessing for 63. Enjoy your dinner. I'm Shields' dad. And I can't tell you how much we appreciate everybody coming. We are so touched, and we love everybody here. I want to thank all the Birmingham folks who have welcomed us, had nice parties, and Foster and Lily, Candler's mom and dad. We just couldn't be more excited with our new friends. And Sarah's going to have a little story that really epitomizes Shields. So, there's my bride.
So Shields has heard this story 1,000 times, but maybe some of you here haven't. When the summer he was 4 years old, he attended summer camp at the Atlanta Speech School, Grasshopper Camp. And true of the millennials and the generations that have come after them, every child got an award at the end of camp. And one child got most athletic, one child got most artistic, and Shields got most kind-hearted. And the headmaster of the school was standing near me when they gave him his award, and he turned to me and said, "If this is the only award Shields ever receives, it's enough." And then we go to when he's about 6 years old, and the favorite line he told us all the time was, "You are not the boss of me."
So, Shields calls me up all the time. This is how our conversation goes. "Hey, Dad, how you doing? How was your day?" I talk a little bit. "What'd you do?" And he's the most empathetic person I've ever met. I'm saying that because he's my son, but he's an old soul. And I just love you to death. But I have a little story. When Shields was in 8th grade, he went to the golf course, and there was this old pro named John Gary. And he had been at Wake Forest with Arnold Palmer. And he said, "You know, Shields, I hadn't seen you out here in a while. Where you been?" He said, "Well, my mom made me run cross country. I had to do a sport." And he looked at Shields and said, "You know, I don't know any famous runners, but I know a lot of famous golfers." So Shields didn't run cross country anymore. He focused on his golf. But I think more importantly about this little lesson was Shields learned that hard work and focus, he can do anything. And I'm so proud of his success. And he's a darn good golfer. I think I think he dropped a 1.3 index yesterday. Anyway, Sarah told me to stay on task. But one of the things that we enjoy doing, Campbell and Shields and I, is these golf trips and playing golf together. And we'll get home and she'll say, "Well, what'd you talk about? Did you talk about that issue we discussed?" And I said, "We didn't talk about anything. We just enjoyed being together." So I love playing golf with my boys. And we do talk about one thing. When I 4-putt and I lose $5, they like to rub it in my face. So, enough about Shields, let's talk about Campbell.
Have I told you how much fun it is to finally have a girl in the family? Cameron and I have plenty to talk about. And her easy, vivacious, warm ways is just such a welcome to our family. But you know, it was obvious early on in their dating career that Shields really enjoyed Cameron's family. I called him one Friday afternoon for some reason. I said, "Shields, what are you doing?" "Oh, I'm on the way to the to the Yieldings Lake House." And I said, "Oh, Cameron's not in class?" He goes, "Oh yeah, she's in class. I'm going with her mom and her brother. Cameron's coming later on." And so some of you know that we spend time in Telluride, our special place. And when we told our Telluride friends, so Shields is engaged, every one of them said, "What, does she ski?"
Can she ski? Shields was going down, and I said, "Candler, you know, if you don't catch Shields, you're never going to catch him." And she went straight down, didn't make a turn. She was going about 60 miles an hour like a bat out of hell. She's a great skier. But I asked Shields what he loved most about Candler, and he said, "She's the most unselfish person I know. And she's the most loving person to her friends and her family." and to me, being Shields. And that's good enough for me. I love that. And so my wish for y'all is that you have fun, dream big, and continue to be adventuresome like you've been. And we have a saying that life is for living, loving, and laughing. So here's a toast. Shields and Candler, living, loving, and laughing. All right, our first speaker is Foster. Oh, you want to go third? Okay. This is Candler's dad.
Thank you. My wife won't come up here with me. So I'm going to make her stand up and say, hey. Okay, so I hope I'm going to make it through this. I will say this to all of you, everybody that has daughters or doesn't have daughters. When you start picking out your father-daughter dance song, and you start listening to the words, a lot of times you're glad you're driving in the car by yourself. So I hope that I'm going to make it through this. And first of all, I want to say thanks to Sarah and Leanne for what Sarah's put together for tonight and what Leanne has put together for tomorrow, because they have worked their little canes off doing that. So they did it all. All I did was say, okay. And I'm sure Scott had not very many comments too. So this is all on them, and they have done an excellent job. The other thing I'd like to say is everybody here was invited for a reason. It doesn't matter whether it is my dad, who is 87, or some of Candler's friends, even Smithson, who is 18, 19. All of you people have had an impact on these two adults' life. It's hard to say adult. So that's why you're here. So, I mean, I just want to appreciate everybody that's here and thank you. And if you don't think you've had an impact on your life, yeah, I know there's some of you that have dates that they might not know, but for the most part, everybody here has helped them get to where they are today. And I thank you for that. Thank every single one of you for that. You know, I'm not an emotional person, so just sometimes it's definitely. You can have a turn. There are some people that unfortunately cannot be with us tonight that had a very important impact on Canada. I've only had one drink, I promise. And of my family, I'm not the one that's supposed to do this. But Lan's parents, blessed Joanne. And another good friend, Cindy Jones. Unfortunately, they can't be with us tonight. But they've had a major impact on Canada's life. So, if y'all give me a second, I can move. Okay, so I've done this. This is my third time. Got two boys. I have a lot of things to do, think about. I'm not very creative in writing. I do read a lot of stuff, think about it, and go through that. And so, when I was thinking about what I could say about Shields and Candler, and you know, I've been around a while, a long while, and got to know Shields, and he's a great fellow. Watched him, listened to him, talked to him, and Candler said, of course, I know more about Candler than I know about Shields, but I do think I know a fair amount about Shields. So I'm going to read this thing in the first person. And some of you folks that have spent a fair amount of time in Auburn, Alabama will understand what I'm saying. The rest of you need to learn it. I believe this is a practical world and that I can count on only what I earn. Therefore, I believe in work, hard work. Those are two workers, guys. I don't care what y'all say. Anybody? I'll put those two up against you. I believe in education, which gives me knowledge to work wisely and train my mind and my hands to work skillfully. If Candler Yielding ever made below an A, we were all under pressure. And Shields is not much far behind. Work and school, hey, if I'm here, I'm paying, I'm going to do it. Of course, her brothers would say, Candler, all you got to make is a 90. What's the difference in a 99 and a 90? You get the same grade. I believe in honesty and truthfulness, without which I cannot win the respect and confidence of my fellow men. That's them. They got plenty of friends. Y'all are all lined up out there. I believe in a sound mind and in a sound body and a spirit that is not afraid and in clean sports that develop these qualities. You know, guys, just kind of a fun on this. They like to work out. They love doing all that work. And they work hard. And they know they're gaining from it. I believe in obedience to law because it protects the rights of all. Which is true. I've never had to get mine out of jail. Have you? Now, Campbell might have got it out of jail, but so far I thought I was going to get out of jail. That was a trick question. I didn't want to figure out how to start. I believe in human touch, which cultivates sympathy with my fellow man and mutual helpfulness and brings happiness to all. I would accept their parents because they might say, hey, mom and dad, you're on your own. But they're good friends. That's what I've seen. That's what I've seen them bring around. They're just good friends. I want them around. I want them to be my friends. I believe in my country because it's a land of freedom, because it's my own home, and that I can best serve my country by doing justified, loving mercy, and walking humbly with my God. I mean, God means a lot to them, and their friends, and what can I do to them? That's the way they are. That's the way you are. I'm sorry I'm so far over here and I'm right down there with y'all, but that's the way they are. There's not very many kids that you say, hey, where are you going on Sunday morning? Well, we're on our way to church. Well, where's Shields? Well, he's right behind me. So where's he going? He's going to play golf, but we're going to church first. So, you know, God is in their life. It's a very important part of their life. And that's wonderful. So, and I'll finish this off for all you non-Auburn people. And because Auburn men and women believe in these things, I believe in Auburn and love it. Can I hear War Eagle? War Eagle! All right, hear it one more time. War Eagle? War Eagle! All right. We're getting to the end. So now, Shields, tomorrow, you and Candler will become a wonderful couple. Y'all gotta listen to this part. This is the most important part. Shields, tomorrow, you and Candler will become a wonderful couple. This is where I was feeling I was going to lose it. And you will become a wonderful couple. And I look forward to watching your family grow. But remember, she will always be Leanne and my baby girl. I love y'all.
Thank you. You can see why he's my new best friend. This is Camp.
Well, I can't really follow that. So I'm going to sit below the stage. At least for me and the rest of the group. So before I get into my prepared remarks, I want to clarify on the cross-country story. What really happened was Shields in 8th grade had a huge head, and we ran it bobbed back and forth. Ridiculous looking. And I think my dad bullied him out of cross-country for the rest of his life. So that's what really happened. And I mean, my wall's not better off for him playing as much golf as he does, but he is still very good and made every putt within 8 feet yesterday. It's just really frustrating. So, first of all, I'd like to thank my parents for putting on a great event, and thank the Yieldings for what's going to be a fantastic event tomorrow. Shields, please give Mom a hug. She's been freaking out about the speech for at least since y'all got engaged. She already asked if I was going to give a speech, and I said absolutely, and she said, "Are you sure?" I'm like, "Yes." So I think we can tell from tonight that Shields is one of the most sociable, personal people we've all met. I think my dad said it better than I could, that every time someone meets him, every time someone talks to him, that they have a great time getting to know someone like him, and he makes everyone feel really important. He has a knack more than anyone I've ever met for making people feel important. But with that social ability, he's always been very sneaky. Personal favorite story in high school, we were in Telluride, and Shields goes out with a friend and drinks some mysterious jungle juice and comes home, throws up all over his room in Telluride, and wakes up the next morning. My parents come down and say, "What happened?" He goes, "Oh, I got altitude sickness." Believe it or not, my parents have never heard this story. They have no idea, but he got 100% away with it and got in no trouble because we got an altitude sickness every year. And that's a real story. Look at my mom right now, she's like, "What the hell just happened?" I mean, Shields is comfortable in every single social situation I've ever seen him. I have only seen him uncomfortable in a social situation once. After I graduated college, we were in Paris, and we decided we wanted to check out some of the nightlife. So we asked our waitress where we should go, and we ended up at a club, and we go in, pay the cover, get a drink, and we're looking around, and we go down to the dance floor, and we're like, wait, there's no girls in this club. We thought we saw some girls there, they're not. And it's me and Shields, golf shirts, khaki shorts, looking like typical Southerners, and we don't speak a word of French. And Shields grabs me and goes, "We're getting the hell out of here right now." I've never seen him move that fast, especially that fast out of a party. But along comes Chandler. And someone who, if you can't tell tonight, is probably as popular, if not more popular than Shields. If you can't tell tonight, you'll be able to tell tomorrow. She's incredibly popular, incredibly smart, and incredibly stern, and it is just the perfect compliment to my brother. And she's honestly the daughter my dad always wanted, always tried to trade me and my brother for, but never got. She's definitely the stern sister that I definitely need and I'm still learning from. But we are really happy to have her in the family, and we're really have enjoyed having her. I mean, this point is just a technicality. So I'd like everyone to raise their glass. I'm gonna grab mine. And Foster stole my thunder a little bit, but war damn Shields and Candler. Who's next?
This is Candler's brother Wilson and his bride Margaret.
I'm Margaret. I guess you already told you that. But anyways, okay, so I have some notes because I can't do this from memory. But where do I start? You're more like my sister than my sister-in-law. And this is probably going to be the hardest rehearsal dinner speech I ever give, so hopefully I can make it through without crying. When I look back and was thinking about writing this, there's really not many of my biggest moments that you haven't been a part of. From middle school dances, dance tryouts, dance recitals, picking out your outfit for the first day of high school, prom dresses, brush dresses, to now bridesmaids dresses for our weddings, laughing our way through Europe, getting your dorm and your first apartment ready, countless lake and beach trips, finding your every first person and watching all fall in love, getting you engaged, and now we're at your wedding. Something we've talked about and looked forward to for a very long time. There's been lots and lots of good, some really hard and sad, tough moments, but mostly lots of love and laughter. Truly cannot imagine my life without you. And Shields, we are so glad to have you on the ride now too. It's been an honor to walk alongside you. You've grown into the woman that you are today, both beautiful on the inside and the out. I'm excited to see what the Lord has in store for us, and I can't wait to do that with Shields too. Shields, you balance and calm Candler in the best ways. You're sweet, even, loving, fun, empathetic, caring, driven, and you put up with all of our craziness. Marriage is a very special gift. It's fun to grow old with your best friend by your side and to experience life along the way. There are days you won't like each other, but you'll always love each other. Don't be afraid to say I'm sorry and I love you. I think it's safe to say you've got a room full of family and friends who love you and support y'all in the covenant you're making with God tomorrow. We love y'all and are so excited to have you join our family, Shields. We can't wait to celebrate y'all and all that tomorrow means.
She made it. Okay, I'm going to keep this short and sweet. I'm Wilson. I promised her I'd keep it short and sweet because she says I seem to just roll on things along. So, the first time I met Candler, my mom asked me what I thought of my lovely baby sister, and I called her a butthead. Butthead baby, sorry. Okay, I can't remember to a T what I said. So, about 10, 15 years run by. We have a lot of laughs, a lot of fun, a lot of cries. And Gaines goes to college, and next thing I know, me and Candler are close again. It's a great time. So we've grown a lot together, love her to death, always call her, always talk to her, just like Gaines, and I'm just really happy for y'all. So that's about Candler. I can talk about her all day, but I really need to talk about Shields. So, I'm a widespread panic fan. It is what it is. I don't know anybody else here that likes widespread panic, so it's not a big deal. So, Candler made it to college and goes, "Are you ever actually going to take me to a widespread panic concert?" And I said, "You know what? I got you a ticket. You can come with me to a widespread panic concert." It's at the lovely Birmingham Jefferson Civic Center. It's a beautiful establishment for a widespread panic concert. So we're rolling in, Candler's with me, we go, walking the show, and Candler goes, "I got this guy I want you to meet." And I was like, "Oh, well that's interesting." Okay. She goes, "I really think you'll like him." I said, "Okay, I mean he's a widespread panic fan, I'll probably like him." So we're sitting in the lobby, and she goes, "Okay, he's coming to meet us now. He's coming up from the floor." I'm like, "Oh, wow, we're sitting up in the upper deck here because I like to sit down, and he's down there standing the whole show, so I'm probably really gonna like this guy." So, meet Shields, great guy. I'm like, "Golly, Candler, he's awesome. He likes widespread panic. I mean, what else does he like?" She's like, "Well, he's an opera fan." I was like, "Well, that's even better." So, there's nothing wrong with this guy outside of his golf game. So, when I went to play golf with him the first time, I realized Shields is a significantly better golfer than me. It's not a surprise to many people that I'm not a good golfer, except for myself. Shields, very excited for you to join the family. I mean, super excited. I'm glad I got somebody to go to widespread with me because nobody else in my family does. I took Margaret once, she won't ever step foot back there. It's okay. But just super excited for the both of y'all. Can't wait to see what y'all do together. Cheers.
Okay, the next toast is Maddie and Gaines. Gaines is Candler's oldest brother and his bride. And Margaret and Maddie just had babies, so we have grandbabies in the family. So we're so excited.
Hang on.
You ready?
Yeah. So I'm not really great with this music, so obviously here we go. First I want to say thank you to the Goodmans for just a great evening with all of our friends and family. And again, congratulations to Shields and Candler for today, tomorrow. I'm excited to be getting a new brother. Even though, yeah.
Okay, I'm good. Yeah, and then I'll hold it for you. All right, we make a good team. You guys do too. Okay, first off, Candler and Shields, we're really excited for y'all and so thrilled to celebrate your love this weekend. I can't believe we made it to April 30th. We've been talking about it, I mean, it's tomorrow, but we've been talking about it forever, and I'm so glad it's here. It really is such an honor to stand by your sides tomorrow as you guys become husband and wife. We truly couldn't be more happy for the two of you. I've noticed a really clear characteristic in each of you that resembles Christ's love that I think will be a huge asset in your marriage. So I'll go over those first. Candler, other than being stern, you have an unbelievable ability to love big. I've never met anyone in my life who has a bigger heart than you do. I mean, I think I can speak for everyone in the room that you truly know how to love big and are as selfless as they come. You go above and beyond for the people you love, and that's such an honorable characteristic to have as a wife. I'm really lucky to call you my sister and now godmother to our son. Shields, ever since I've met you, you've shown that you have such a servant's heart. I couldn't think of a more patient, kind, and serving man to stand beside Candler for the rest of time. And Shields, I'll say this as someone coming from outside the Yielding family and in. We truly are lucky to call the Yieldings our in-laws. Seriously, they are the best. I have three pieces of advice that I was given, or Gaines and I were given for our marriage that has served us well. So I will share those and then I will pass the mic to you. The first one is seek God and keep Him at the forefront of your marriage. Through constant prayer and reliance on Him. Above all else, He'll set your marriage straight. The second one is focus on the 80% that you love about each other, because the 20% that bothers you, you just gotta let that go. Don't sweat the small stuff, it's always gonna be there. You'll never be able to change it, so don't focus your energy there. And the third one is, if you're anything like us, we're very stubborn, so especially in an argument. So one of the best things we try to remember is that apologizing doesn't always mean you're wrong and the other person is right. It means you value your relationship more than your ego. Don't wait around for the other person to apologize to win the argument because you think you're right. In marriage, if one person wins and one person loses, your marriage loses.
So just to continue on for what she's saying, being one of the most stubborn ones in our family, letting things go is important. So just to start off with a few things about Shields that I've noticed is that he is a real go-getter. You know, he's waking up early, gets some work done, works out, and I'm rolling out of bed. And I'm like, yeah. I mean, we're out golfing, he's like, oh, let's get some work done today. And that was the first time where he was like, I didn't do it. And I was like, oh, did the world end? He also has this like magical superpower where he does the dishes before any of us can realize it. We all try and race to beat Shields, and he's already done with the dishes. I eventually try. Okay. You know, being 8 8 years older than Candler. It is a larger age gap, but I've watched her grow up. And for the first time I saw her, I loved her, and I'm just so happy and proud of the person you have become. And Candler, all I ever wanted for you is to be happy, and I can see that Shields makes you happy every single day. And one of the most important things to me was marrying your best friends, and I can see that Shields is one of your best friends, and that is one of the most important things in my mind, because you don't sweat the little stuff, you laugh at the little stuff, and it's the best thing in the world. So I just want to say congratulations.
And if anything, the Yieldings will make you an Auburn fan, so I was whispered to say, Wardam!
Okay, Jill is next, Candler's cousin.
Hello everyone, I'm Joe Lunsley, or Jill, as he said, and we're up here together because moral support is a good thing. And also because it's special that almost exactly 5 years ago, we were in this exact same place for Sarah Karen and David's wedding, and how it's such a picture of having people that you get to do life with. And not just 5 years of life, but your whole life with. And that's how we are with Candler and the Yieldings, and Sarah Karen and her family. And it's such a testament to who Candler is and who the Yieldings are. And so it's just a special time and place to all be here together. So I just wanted to start with that. But like I said, I'm Candler's cousin, and more like a sister, and even beyond that, a little bit more like a twin. So our moms are sisters, and Candler and I both grew up with only brothers who are all wonderful in their own way. But she and I were super special to each other. We were a year apart, we grew up at the same school, and we were raised side by side, which was so special. And we have so many memories. I mean, I don't have a single memory of my life without her. And I can think of so many just from Sarah Corinne taking the two of us to school in high school, rolling up in the green little car that almost flew up, and it was a great time. Yes, but also to Italy. Lily and Foster took us to Italy in high school, and they offered us our first limoncello. We had never had alcohol, and Candler and I were 16 years old, and we said, I don't think I can have limoncello. And I wish I was still scared of that. But every memory I have is with you. And there's so many things to be said about Candler. But we all know she is the energy and the light in every room that she walks into. She demands attention just with her, not in a bad way, with her presence, with who she is and how she carries herself, and her confidence, and people are so naturally drawn to her. And so I just think about who she is, and I was always so excited to see the person that would come be her match in that. And it's also been said about Candler over and over again, but she's such a great friend to have, and she's unbelievably loyal, which to me is going to be the best trait for a wife and a mother. Shields, you're getting the most loyal person in the world to walk by you in life. And we've all been, the recipients of that, and now you get to be forever. And there is no one more special, more, I could cry. No one more that I would rather be around more than Candler. She is such a light. And so Shields, it's been a joy to get to know you, and I think everyone's talked over and over about your kindness, which is, of course, like that's exactly who you are. And I know we all shame you a lot, but you are unbelievably kind, and you are unbelievably fun and driven, and your passion for life and your drive for life is exactly what matches Candler. And so it's been fun to see the two of you grow as individuals and grow as a couple over the last few years, and to even get to be in Scottsdale with you for just a second and see the life that you're building together, away from everyone, just the two of you. There's something to be said about that, and starting this family on your own. And so I am just so privileged to be here tonight. Just want to thank my Lily and Foster, who, if you know them, they are two of the kindest, most generous people in the entire world. And then getting to know Sarah and Scott, it's the equal side of it. I can't imagine two families being better to come together. So to that, I will say cheers.
Hey, I'm Sarah Corinne. I'm going to keep this short and sweet because I'm not good at writing or speaking. So words cannot describe what the Yielding Plan means to me. I grew up with Candler from the very beginning. You have been always a constant in my life. We've been through so many stages of life, from matching outfits to driving the car, jamming out to burned CDs, to college and now adulting. I couldn't imagine life without you, and I love you so much. You are the most loyal and loving person I know, and I'm so happy for you and Shields. You found your perfect match. And I just want to say cheers to that. And we've been waiting a year for tomorrow, and I just cannot wait. And it's going to be so much fun. And yay, cheers!
Okay, I think Meredith. Meredith just got engaged. She was a good friend and Bruce, and I love her.
Family is a hard act to follow, especially this group, so I'm going to try my best. Like Mr. Goodman said, my name is Meredith McCandless. I'm one of Candler's bridesmaids. I actually met Candler through Shields. I've known them both for a while from Auburn. And I don't know about all of you, but I have been in absolute awe of the group that is here tonight. And then for a moment it struck me, and I'm actually not in awe because of these two and who they are to all of us and what they mean to us. These guys are people that bring people together. I feel like I have made so many amazing friends through my friendship with Candler and Shields, and I cannot thank them enough for being my friend. And I hope that they know how special they are, not only to me, but to all of us tonight. And I'm so thankful to be a part of y'all's life, and I cannot wait for the next journey. So cheers, and I hope you have a great time.
Next toast is from Layton. She's married to my good friend Tommy Newberry's son, Ty.
My name is Layton Newberry, and I had the joy of meeting Candler through my husband Ty and Shields' friendship as SAE Pledge Brothers. Candler and I bonded quickly over the fact that we were dating, engaged, and marrying Atlanta boys, especially since neither of us grew up there. Shields and Ty had such a fun friendship, and I'm so grateful for the way their years of growing up together gave me an introduction to have a new best friend in Candler. Both being in Atlanta and not knowing many people, upon moving to the big new city, Candler and I decided to start a supper club together in 2020. Candler is a gracious hostess, and we bonded over throwing over-the-top dinner parties and hosting friends in our cute little first rental homes. Little did we both know the supper club would bless our friendship more than we could have ever imagined. After many long dinners around the table, we learned we had friends in Candler and Shields that would last us a lifetime. From weekends at the lake house together, to traveling to their new desert home in Scottsdale, to being in each other's weddings, the Lord has been so kind to Ty and I for giving us these amazing friends. Let's raise a glass to wonderful hostesses, dear friends, and a lifelong of happiness and marriage for the future Goodman family. Oh, you're perfect. I'm so excited for you.
Okay, next is David Jones. and Katie and Kelly, his two daughters. So we have the Jones toast.
We'll let David Jones end this. We're going to start first. So I'm Kelly, and this is my twin sister Katie, and we have been best friends with Chandler for the last 26 years of our life. If there's someone that I need, and well, anyways, if there's someone that I could call, if it's not my own twin, Chandler is the person to call, and Lily is the other person to call. The Yieldings are my second family. Chandler is the best of the best, and if there's anyone that is protective of her, it is us. So when Shields came into her life, we were so happy because we love him, and and I am so excited to see the future, and I couldn't pick a better family to also be with this family. We are Cindy Jones's daughters, and we wish she could be here, but we know she's in a better place, and I know she is smiling down. I'm so proud of you guys, and so happy for you. All right, I'm gonna pass it on to Kate.
It was a good deal. But it's crazy. I was thinking about on the drive up here, I was like, we met James and Wilson before Chandler, and they have been our brothers since the day we were born. The two sons you didn't have alongside David and Jonathan. We've been through Wilson's days with the Dreads, and James beating us in the Olympics with Bradley Elsinger. Who's still here? Okay. But Chandler, you are our triplet that's much more tall, with much straighter hair, but the most real person I know. She will tell you, no, you shouldn't wear that outfit, and no, if you were in the wrong, which I think says so much about her character. No, she's real, and she'll hold you accountable, and I love that so much about her. And Shield, since the minute you came in our life, the minute you met Chandler, I was like, I can't think of two people that balance each other out more. And you treated Kelly and I like Chandler's twins since the minute we met you, and I'm so grateful. So now I'm going to leave it with Dad, but we love y'all both so much.
Well, we're from Atlanta, Georgia, and we want to say to all the Alabama fans here, congratulations on the national championship this year. Great job. Oh, I'm sorry, never mind. Oregon. I can barely speak tonight because I don't know if y'all read the news today, but Nick Saban is going through a gender reassignment. Read it tomorrow. Get your phones out. Read it right now. He's going to go by the name of Sabrina Nicholas. You heard it here first. Did you think you'd hear that at a rehearsal? No. It's true. Yes, I have known the Yielding family since 1981, when I gained my first brother, my only brother, Foster, little brother, and for the last 40-something years, we have been vacationing together with our kids, and your kids, my kids are, I mean, they're brothers and sisters, and they would see each other once a year, and it was like they had been together every day of the year. And the Elsinger kids the same way. I mean, it was a true family unit, and you know, we're so happy to have you as my third daughter. But saying that, Chandler and I have not always gelled. We've had our moments. I have a philosophy that if you spend $1,000 a day on kids to ski, they should get out on the slope before 12. It's just me. But because of that philosophy, I gained the nickname from Chandler of Ski Hitler. Skipper. And so I went up to Chandler one day and I said, Chandler, you know, that's pretty severe, man. I mean, Hitler was a pretty bad guy. You know, am I really that bad? She goes, David, I've had a hard life too. I said, really? I mean, you're Yielding, John. I mean, hard-working family. family, but good people, good life. Come on. No, I've had my times. I said, well, I mean, share with me. What are you talking about? I mean, how can I help? She goes, David, when I was in 6th grade, I had to have my hair cut at Great Clips one time. And I was like, oh my gosh. Oh, yes. Oh, that is that. What else? What else? She said, I had to fly coach twice. That's tough, man. What else? What else? Because my first car that my parents gave me was used. Tears came out. They came down, hit the floor. Said, I hear you, I hear you. What else? She goes, is that not enough? I'm so glad you can finish your life with such a wonderful guy like Shields. You're a wonderful girl. I love you to death. Shields, you're a great guy. I'm so glad to know you, and I look forward to knowing you better. And anyway, many years of happiness.
I'll correct one thing. I promised I wouldn't come up here because I do love the microphone. You can believe whatever you want from this man, but I never went to Great Clips.
Shields, after that, it's not too late to turn back. Okay, the next toast is Kit.
Hi, I'm Kit. I'm Cameron's friend. We've been friends for over a decade. Best friends, yes. So me and Cameron met because we were going into high school and we tried out for the dance team and we both did not make it. And twice we tried out and didn't make it. So we became best friends since then, attached to the hip. And then Cameron was the one who helped me make my first email address. And we couldn't figure out what to make the password. So she said, well, let's just make the password Cameron yielded because you're never going to forget it. And still to this day is my password that I've never forgotten. So Cameron has a way of sticking with you. And then fast forward to college, me and Cameron lived together for 3 years. And with Molly in Virginia, and we just, every day was a memory for us. But one thing me and Cameron started to do was Treat Yourself Thursdays, where we would go to Acre and get a glass of Prosecco and a grilled cheese and just celebrate ourselves and nothing else. And just the little money we had, we spent very well. So, and then one of my favorite memories is actually with Shields. And one of the first times that y'all met, we were in New Orleans for the Auburn. The first time Auburn LSU game. And Candler thought that Shields was so cute, I thought that Shields was so nice, and we were at this bar that had a bowl, which sounds like a bad idea in New Orleans, but it worked out great for y'all. So, in some form or fashion, Candler decided she was going to ride the bull. I don't know if I convinced her, or you wanted to, or you lost a bet. But I see Candler kind of walk up to the sides, and I know Shields is there. I see Candler walk to the side, she slips the guy who's running the bull some cash to go easy on her so she doesn't fall off the bull, and she can look good for Shields. And I remember just laughing to myself saying, I hope that this turns into something, because I can't wait to tell the story at the wedding. So she doesn't fall off, she looks great, and so yeah, that was the start of something great. But Candler has been, my best friend. She's always there, she'll fight for you, she's loyal, she's kind, she'll always support you, she's super generous. And I always worry that she wouldn't find someone who would match that, or someone who would take advantage of that, and just meeting Shields was such a relief, because you're just as kind and just as welcoming, and you're going to fight for her, and just seeing you guys move to Scottsdale, and just the way you guys have supported each other just makes me so happy. I know you guys are both in good hands. So From the bowl to the wedding, now we're here. I've loved you guys the last few years. You guys have loved me so well. And I can't wait for more. Love you.
That was terrific. Anne Marie? Are we getting the impression that Shields is buried way over his head?
Alright, my relationship with Candler is a little different than most people here. I was Candler's babysitter. I started babysitting Candler when I was 12, and Candler was 1. I've loved any chance I got to be with the Gildings. And they really became like my second family, to the point where I named my middle child Foster. So you can get a gist of how close that they feel to me. Back to you, Candler. Some of my first memories with you are watching Barney and Friends before I put you to bed. It was like your show. Barney is a dinosaur from our imagination. Stuck in my head like for weeks after I babysat. Other highlights include 4th of July trips to the beach, taking you to the D Club every day in the summer to swim, lots of applications of sunscreen. Having you at our wedding 15 years ago, which is crazy. And when all of you came to visit in China, when we lived there. They got older, and I remember coming back home at Thanksgiving or Christmas and spending hours in the kitchen just getting caught up in your life. It was so fun. I remember thinking man, I want to be like Candler when I grow up. And I was older than you, but I just thought you were so cool and so great. It was awesome. My favorite, more recent memories are the Auburn Gator game in Gainesville, our trip to Israel, and then obviously doing Enneagram coaching with you and Shields this past year, which is super fun when I feel like I really got to know Shields. And obviously today's special when I get to be your standing bride, Shields. Shields, a couple things I appreciate about you that I think are going to benefit your marriage is your sense of adventure and just your quest for joy. I feel like you, no matter what's going on in life, you are gonna find the good and the joy in that. And I think that's important in your marriage and to carry you through life. Because there's gonna be a lot of junk in marriage and life. And that's gonna be the steady goodness that comes out. So that's good. All right, Candler, back to you. You've grown and changed a lot over the years, but here are a few things about you that I have always known to be true. You're independent and confident, but you're also very disarming and really real, which is awesome. You're an includer, and you have a presence that people are drawn to. I feel like that's been echoed throughout the night, which is fun to know, yeah, everybody sees that, which is cool. You're unwavering in what you believe in, and you're fiercely loyal to your people, which is cool. I love you, and I'm really excited to keep being a part of your life through lots more stages. And before I close, I would love to pray a liturgy over your marriage. This is it. All right, may your love for one another always flow from the inexhaustible fountain of the greater love of God. May you grow together in the compassion of Christ, each now is the primary advocate of his mercies for the other. May your lives together be woven as a parable of hope in a world that's desperate for visible evidences that the eternal longing for redemption is real, and that the deep ache for beauty will lead to something lasting,
and that the glorious rumors of divine love and mercy are true. Cheers.
All right, Julia. Next.
Okay, hello everyone, I'm Julia. I was introduced to Candler our senior year of high school by a mutual friend, and we were set up as suite mates for freshman year, and ever since then we've been just such wonderful friends. We've shared so many good times together, vacations together, everything, all the good, and it's been such a good time, and I'm most excited to celebrate you and Shields as y'all become married tomorrow. And I've had a conversation with Candler recently, and she was telling me how she had been a bridesmaid 13 times. And I'm thinking to myself, wow, she's 25 years old. She's been a bridesmaid 13 times. This is, I guess, my third. And I'm thinking, wow, how that many times? But that can only mean one thing, and that is what a wonderful friend you are to every single person you meet. And I know that everyone in the room would agree with that you are a wonderful friend. And that's all I can say is that she's wonderful, and Shields, you're getting the best, and I'm so excited to celebrate y'all tomorrow, and I just would like to give a toast with my wine glass to Candler and Shields.
Sammy? All right, the boys are getting started, so keep it short and don't say anything bad.
It's been at least 4 drinks since the toast started, so they're going to be great at this point. Scott, I think you may have a second career as an MC as well. We'll just keep that in the back pocket, if things are get tough. But first and foremost, I want to thank the Goodmans and the Yieldings for hosting us this evening. Can't thank you all enough for a great night. This is fantastic, and it's a pleasure to see all these faces. I had the privilege of living with Shields for about 3 years in college, and friends with him and Candler for a few years longer. And there's a saying that's used frequently to describe Shields that certainly was epitomized both by our trip to Vegas for the bachelor trip and just in general, that the house always wins. Anyone who's had the distinct displeasure of being on the opposing side of Shields in a golf match knows that the house always wins. There's a great ATM on your way to Peachtree Golf Club in Atlanta that you should go to if you're ever invited by Shields to play golf there. Pick up $60, you're going to need it because you'll be giving it to him on the 18th tee. And on another note, I'm not quite sure if Shields ever paid for a beer in college the entire time. I was just kind of slowly giving him $20 every 3 days, Monday, Wednesday, Friday, throughout the entire time at the AU Club. But no, in all seriousness, there's a reason that the house always wins, and it's because in Shields' case, he breaks another rule, and it's that good guys certainly do finish first. Shields, as we all know, respects everyone, from the janitor to the highest of the high. Certainly understands that anything rewarding comes through a difficult challenge. And as we all know, Shields certainly knows how to enjoy the moment. He's never lacked for fun, as lots of folks here can certainly attest to. And there's no doubt in my mind that as the years go by, the house will and continue to win, as he certainly does. And in the case of Candler, I think he rolled pocket aces. So to Shields and Candler, thank you so much.
Matthew Stewart. I hope you're not going to talk about your motorcycle trip in the chat.
Why am I talking about it? The fellas are here. Shields. Shives, Wilson, Goodman. Chi-Town. Shibo. She-Man. I'm just kidding, we don't call him that. Oh, Shields, we've had a lot of good times together, man. I'll tell you what, I have a lot of great stories with this guy here. Most of them are probably not appropriate for the setting. I think I got one. But just in case, Ganny, Mimi, your earmuffs. No, Shields and I took a trip to Asia together. We spent 6 days in Vietnam, bike riding on dirt bikes through North Vietnam. It was rainy, it was rural, but it's just absolutely gorgeous. The country is beautiful, and honestly one of the coolest times of my life. But there was one night where I was looking at the map and I saw this little shortcut through the mountains, and I was like, Shields, we should take this little shortcut. Shields was like, okay. So we took it, and we took a wrong turn on the way there. We ended up at the border of China and Vietnam, and these dogs just come running out of nowhere. I don't know what to do. I drop my bike, it breaks, and we chase the dogs away, but the bike is broken. We're stranded in the middle of Vietnam. No idea what to do. So we walk up to this little hut, this little bamboo hut, literally the last hut on the left before you get to China. And they take us in, and without speaking any English, we're able to communicate with them and tell them what's happening. And thank God they put me on the back of this little bike with this little Vietnamese man, and I'm hugging him like a little child, you know. And he takes me into town to find a mechanic, and Shields is left behind with the bikes with this little family in this hut. By the time I get back, like an hour later, Shields has been fully welcomed into the family. So I sit down on the wood floor with these guys, and you know, their feet, it's rice wine, you know, just constantly. We're eating some sort of mystery meat, I don't know what it was. And by the time the mechanic comes back in about an hour later, he's like, guys, I don't know what to do, your bike is completely done. And so we're thinking, oh, we're completely stranded out here in the middle of nowhere. Well, thank God this little 16-year-old boy runs up and fixes the bike in about 20 seconds, and turns out we just wasted like 4 hours. But we get out of there, and we find right turn to this path through the middle of nowhere. It is muddy, it is rainy, it is unpaved, through literally the hinterlands. If you ever imagine what the hinterlands are like, this is what they are. And you know, we're driving through puddles, like up to our chest. My bike gets flooded like 4 times. Every single time, Shields gets in the puddle and helps me push my bike out. And the whole time I'm thinking, God, I don't know a single person that would be able to handle this mistake that I have made as well as Shields did. I mean, talk about a freaking trooper. The guy, just unbelievable. Anyways, we end up, and there's these big concrete pillars, and they denote where Vietnam ends and China begins. And we crossed those pillars. So we are now illegally and accidentally entering China, which I don't know if you know much about China, probably not the best country to accidentally, illegally enter. But we make it out of there. 5 hours later, yeah, like I said, earmuffs. 5 hours later, we get out of there, and the whole time, like I said, I'm thinking, I mean, this guy, I can't think of a more loyal, just absolute, the best friend to go on an adventure with on the planet. I know all these stories have been a lot different than this one, but this guy right here, and Canada was sitting in America the whole time, and I know she was thinking, God, I don't want Shields to go on any more trips with Matthew. This guy's a nightmare. But we made it out of there, thank God. But man, I can't tell you how much I appreciate you and love you, man. You are the best friend a man can ask for. And Candler, the moment I met you, you meshed so well with all of our friends. I was like, this is a match made in heaven. You guys are so amazing. And I'm so excited to see what the future holds for you guys. I love y'all. Cheers! Cheers. And the words of the old country. Wow.
So I'm Ty, my wife, Layton was up here earlier. I got the pleasure of living with Shields freshman year of college. We knew of each other growing up in Atlanta, but we weren't really, I would say, friends. And freshman year, we had a lot of mutual friends, so we got set up as roommates. and I got the pleasure of sharing a wall with Shields and sharing a bathroom with Shields. And I apologize, Shields, for all my beard shavings that were all over the bathroom. But over the course of 4 years, I got to be better and better friends with Shields. And fast forward all the crazy stories and fun things we got to do. Shields met Candler, and at the time, I was a very single guy having a lot of fun. And I know that I saw Shields and Candler having a lot of fun together, and I remember sitting at Moe's, and Candler gave me, he's like, come on, Ty, get a girlfriend. So, and I think I saw what they had, and I think that gave me a little bit of inspiration to want to find a girlfriend, which I eventually did. My wife's back there. Two things with Shields specifically that I think some people have already touched on, but of all my friends, I've got several friends in here, and they're all good guys, but I don't think I've ever had Shields be like an a-hole to me about anything. And like, all of them at one point have been that way, but like Shields has never been anything but nice. And so, one, I've never seen Shields be a big jerk, and two, I don't know if I've ever seen him sleep. When we were freshmen, you know, he'd be up there cooking eggs at 3 in the morning and setting off the smoke detector and fire alarm, and then, you know, I'd crash and get up at 6 for class, and he'd be in there like hair combed over, reading the newspaper, already made his 3rd cup of coffee. But Shields is always down for a good time, whether it's going hopping in the lake at Chihuahua or going at y'all's lake house, going doing something crazy like the weird cold plunges and things that I like. So I look forward to having a lot of fun with Shields and Candler. I know y'all will be lifelong friends. I'm glad it's really special to have a couple of friends where we can both be best friends together. So cheers to y'all.
So the after party is starting in a minute. So Marshall, I can say don't talk to me.
I'll make it quick. Alright, well, I'm just glad to be a part of these beautiful words exchanged on Shields and Candler's behalf. And I would like to thank the Goodman and Yielding family for this wonderful weekend that we're about to have. For those that do not know me, my name is Marshall. I am a fraternity brother at Shields and a former roommate. So where do I begin? Yeah, so it all started freshman year. Shields and I, being the best golfers in the pledge class, sorry Sammy, Trey, Andrews, yes. We got invited to play golf with the president and the vice president of the fraternity. And it was neck and neck. We're going into the last hole. And everyone's on the green going for birdie, good looks. And Shields is in the cart next to me, and he gets out and hit his shot. Everybody's up there looking at us. And he strokes this glorious shot, pin seeking. And Shields does what Shields does best, and drains the shot. And we're jumping up and down like kids in a candy shop. And that's just a memory I'll never forget. He's one of the best dudes ever. And Candler, you are incredible, and we are so lucky. I'm so happy that Shields has found somebody as special as you. Nobody has taken as great a care as you have, as both me and Shields, for me and Shields. True. But yeah, I'm excited for the future and what it holds. And with that being said, cheers to future goodness.
Okay, Charles. Shields has gone to school with Charles since 2nd grade.
That's actually mentioned in the speech.
Okay.
Oh yeah. So first off, thank you for the Goodmans and the Yieldings for the wonderful evenings tonight and tomorrow. So yes, let's get started. Shields and I have gone to school together since 2nd grade. I was the new kid at the Atlanta Speech School, and I walk into class, and one of the first people I meet is Shields. For the next 10 years, we go to school together, from the speech school to Woodward, and then we decide to kind of part ways a little bit.
just a little bit. He decides to go to Auburn, and I decide to go to the great institution called the University of Alabama. Roll Tide. Oh yeah. So not only did I go to school with Shields for 10 years, after school we decided to live together for another 2 years. And never in my life did I think one of my best friends that I would meet in 2nd grade at the Atlanta Speed School would I go to school with for 8 years, live together for 2 years after college, and then eventually be making a toast at his wedding. We have had a lot of fun times together, from weekends at Tristan's farm to weeks at my lake house that we would spend when the rest of our high school was taking exams, doing things that I honestly don't know what the hell we were thinking. But honestly, we weren't thinking one, and we'd probably do them again. And then all of a sudden, Shields introduced me to Candler. We've only known each other for about 4 years, but it feels like a lot longer. 4 years, yes. We had the pleasure of throwing Shields a surprise birthday party together that went nothing went wrong. And then COVID happened. That was fun. Me, you, Shields, and Jack. We didn't have jobs. Cooped up in a house together, having nothing to do but play about 100 games of Monopoly that never got too intense. And then we had Shields' famous backyard boot camp that we had to do every day. And I have one message from Jack to Shields. Jack cannot be here tonight because this is our 3rd roommate who had another wedding to attend. Jack says, Shields, all those 200 push-ups and sit-ups that y'all did every day, Jack lied every single day. He never did 200. Shields probably did. I didn't count, but he probably did. But all in all, I do know one thing, is that I understand Shields has to have his marital duties and his husband duties on the weekends, but there's always one phrase, if you text Shields, that'll get him out of it, is, hey, let's just go play some golf. So with that, keep it short and sweet. I want everyone to raise a glass to Shields and Cameron. I love y'all both, and have a happy marriage.
Wow, this is incredible. It's been such a special night. I want to start by thanking all of y'all for coming from all over the country to make it here. It means the world to me and Campbell. It truly is just so special to have all the best friends and family and the closest ones we love the most here. I just want to first thank my parents, my mom and dad, for making tonight so special. It's truly just been unbelievable, and a night that Campbell and I always remember. Next, I just want to thank Lily and Foster for all of us to come tomorrow. We cannot wait for it to be here. Can't get here soon enough. It's going to be just the specialist day, and we look forward to spending it all with y'all. I also just want to thank them for the wonderful gift of Cameron. She's just been amazing, and we've, like y'all heard, been together for 4 years, and we've had a lifetime of memories already in those 4 years, and we cannot wait for the many memories to come. I mean, y'all have heard all the wonderful things about her. She truly is just the most unselfish and cares way more about everyone else than herself, and always puts her friends and family first. So she truly is a blessing to me, and I can't wait to spend the rest of my life with her. But with that, my parents, Lily and Foster for tomorrow, and then my soon-to-be bride for all of us to come.
Roll time.
And he's not about
We're not gonna end on the phone. We got a big war eagle over here, baby.
Let the party begin. This party is over. The next party is starting.